Highway Africa continued on Monday with various sessions. One of the standouts focused on the emergence of the hashtag and the possibilities and potential for digital activism. The three panelists all represented different African countries where the hashtag has proved successful. They include Comrade Fatso from Zimbabwe, Luanga Mwilu from Zambia, and Dr. Nomalanga Mkhize from South Africa. They all shared their experiences from their respective countries.
It led to the hashtag #ThisFlag movement, the first of many new hashtag movements in Zimbabwe at the moment. And very importantly, it led to citizens in Zimbabwe, average citizens, losing their fear and speaking out and getting active. And since then, you've had the emergence of other hashtag movements, hashtag Tajamuka, which means we've had enough, hashtag #ThisGown and others. You've had a mushrooming of hashtag movements that are also successfully using the online space and using online engagement, leading to offline activism and getting young people involved in political processes.
I think there's a lot of psychological, there's a debilitating element that perhaps students themselves aren't aware of, because in many ways they've been born in a world where a lot of their maturing has happened in front of the screen. So perhaps it's taking students a while to realize that there's a debilitating, they call it toxic. It's toxic. It is toxic because they spend so much time trying to make sense of what's offline and trying to make sense of what's happening online. So in many ways, although I'm not a student myself, one is dealing with this world in which people are coming to terms with being politicized with hashtagism as a reality.
How social media comes into that picture is that it's increasingly filling the information gap that's being created by the reduced capacity of traditional media. And it's come with its own dangers, obviously, because there's been a lot of talk here, obviously, of what is journalism, who is a journalist, if you practice journalism, does it make you a journalist? So we're having the same kinds of questions in Zambia right now, because there's a lot of information online which is obviously responding to the information gap created by the reduced capacity of traditional media. But with it has come concerns of unverified information finding its way online and people reacting to that.
The key points was very much about digital activism and how we're using it in Zimbabwe. How you've got a new generation of hashtag movements like hashtag #ThisFlag, hashtag Tajamuka, that are really using social media to mobilize young people, get them on the streets and demand political change. To take it further, I think there needs to be a lot more collaboration with other movements, other social movements, political parties, and I think more physical actions, organizing forums, meetings, rallies to bring people together offline.
We asked delegates in attendance what they thought about the power of the hashtag.
It depends on where you are. The success of the hashtag depends on where you are. If you are in South Africa and with, for example, the fees must fall, that hashtag had some success. If you are in Namibia, where I'm from, it might not be that successful because we have a history of people participating online, but we don't have that success of transferring the activism from online to actual feet on the ground.
The key point that I took away from that is that technology is not going to create a movement, but that it's really just an enabler of ideas that have been sparked previously and will continue to be sparked. And so it's really the key of how can you use technology, social media, a hashtag to kind of further your cause and enable your cause further, but it's not going to be the cause of your cause.